guys, welcome to Yoga at Home. Hope you are doing well, and I hope that I can provide some yoga for you while you are at home with your families. So let's get started. Just make sure you have your mat ready, and if you have any props like a block or a strap, just keep them next to your mat. And a towel and some water, just everything you normally have. If you don't have props like blocks or straps, no worries, don't worry about it. Okay, let's get started in a comfortable seated position. So I'm gonna use my block. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. But I'm gonna sit on my block. Options would be ankles surrounding your block like this with your hands on your knees, or crossing your ankles, dropping your knees down, and just sitting up really tall, placing your hands on your legs. The goal is to have your spine as straight and as long as possible. And just close your eyes and come into a comfortable seat. So we're just gonna use these first few breaths to transition from everything else that's been going on around us to the four corners of our mat. So just listen to the sounds that you hear in the room, just to anchor you to this moment, to move away from any thoughts in your mind. And take a big breath in through your nose. And open your mouth and let your breath settle back down. Do that again. 2 more cleansing breaths. In through your nose to fill. And out your mouth to let go. 1 more. Big breath in. Make this your biggest one yet. Hold the breath at the top. Take 1 more sip of air. And then let it out. Just start to relax your fingers, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And just come into stillness. Slowly start to open your eyes and move away from your block or just out of your seated position. You can place it to the side and come on to all fours, setting up for cat and cow pose. So spread your fingers really wide, place your shoulders over your wrists and your hips right over your knees. Drop your belly down, lift your heart, big breath in, send your gaze up for cow. And then tuck your chin, breathe out, angry cat. And take about 5 more rounds here. Use your breath, move at your own pace. I'm gonna start to turn on some music. Don't look at me, just close your eyes and just move in and out of your cat and cows. Just finding that liquid spine. I'm sure many of you have been sitting and not moving so much the last couple of days, so just enjoy feeling that spine move, flexion and extension, moving with breath. And then let's just take a wrist stretch. So flip your palms over so that your fingertips are facing your knees and send your hips back. Make it a little bit outer. Just enjoying that stretch, top of your wrist. And then turn your fingers to face one another and just shift left to right. Last stretch here, palms face down, spin the eyes of your elbows away from you, send your weight back. And then come back to tabletop pose, lift your right arm up, find length, breathe in, take it underneath your opposite arm, breathe out. If you want to take a half bind, reach your left arm behind you, reach for the inside of that right leg, and use that to draw that left shoulder head open. If you want to take up a little bit more space, take your left leg, reach it towards the left side of the room. Press all 4 corners of your left foot down, draw your left shoulder head back even more, spin your gaze up. Reach your left arm up if it's in that half bind, and then come back to your tabletop pose. Spread your fingers wide, drop your belly, breathe in. Tuck your chin, breathe out. Switch out your sides. Send length through your left arm. Take it underneath your right. Reach your right arm up if you did on the other side. If you went for that half bind, and reach for that half bind. Pull that right shoulder head back. And then if you did on the other side as well, take that right leg out towards the right side of the room. Notice how all four corners of my right foot is down, grounding into that foot, and then revolving open across my chest. Reach your right arm back up. Take it down. Come back to all fours. Last one, belly down, breathe in. Breathe out. Spread your fingers really wide. Prepare to go into downward facing dog. Just hover your knees about an inch off the mat. So notice now how you press down through your hands and your shoulders start to reach up towards the ceiling, but my hips aren't lifting. I'm just using my core to press myself away from the ground. Stay for one more rep. Eyes are either between your thumbs or forward. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Walk your feet back, walk your hands forward, keep your fingers spread wide, pedal out your feet. Spend enough hang time on each side, stretching through the backs of your legs. And then come into a really nice foundation in your down dog. Look up at your hands. You want your hands shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide, press into the triad of your hand, thumb, index, middle. And then start to spin your upper arm bones towards the front of the room. Imagine you're hiding your armpits from your neighbor. I'm looking now towards my feet. They're hip width distance apart. Space under my heels. Pressure your heart towards your legs. Breathe in. Belly in. Breathe out. Keep your front ribs closed. Big breath in. Sigh out. Walk your feet all the way towards the top of your mat. Take ragdoll. Space between your feet. Notice how wide my feet are. Gives my upper body room to come down between my legs and find opposite elbows and just move. Let go and move. Release your hands down. Toe your feet back together. Rise one vertebrae at a time, up to stand. Reach your hands all the way up towards the ceiling. Big breath in. Bring your hands to your heart, breath out. Take a one full breath in. Big sigh out. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Find an interlace, release your index finger. Breath in, reach up. Breath out, lean towards the right. Keep squeezing inner thighs towards center line. Breathe in. Lean even more, stretching through your side body. Come back to center. Breathe in. Exhale towards the left. One more in. Lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Come back to center. Lift up. Breathe in. Press your hips forward. Lean your heart up and back. Breathe in. Lengthen. Exhale back. Keep your tailbone dropped under. Come back to center. Breathe in. Keep your knees bent. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Pull your heart forward. Shoulders back. So no rounding in your upper back. I don't want to see any of this. Shoulders back. Heart forward. Belly in. Step back. Top of a push-up. Notice my fingers are spread really wide. My heels are over my toes. Shoulders over my wrists. I'm lifting through my kneecaps. My eyes are focused about 6 inches in front of my mat. I'm breathing in and out of my nose, although not necessarily because I'm talking, but that's what you should be doing. Breathe in, hand out. One more in, keep pressing those shoulders up, hollowing out your upper back. On your exhale, lower down. Untuck your toes, toenails press down, legs together, cobra, lift up. Lengthen your sacrum towards your heels, pull your shoulders towards your hips. Lower back down. Inhale again, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Top of a push-up, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Look up towards your hands, tiptoe forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Rise up for mountain, big breath in. Forward fold, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift. Step back, top of the push-up. Spread your fingers wide, look forward, keep your legs turned on. Options for chaturanga or modified chaturanga. I'm gonna do a modified one first. Drop your knees down, lower your shoulders in line with your elbows. Notice my back is still flat. Pull forward for upward facing dog. Lift your legs off the mat. Only your hands and your toes are touching. Downward facing dog, move from your core. Big breath in. And out. Look forward. Step to the top of your mat. Flat back. Forward fold. Rise for mountain. Fold. Flat back. Step back, top of a push-up. This time we're gonna go into a regular chaturanga. Look forward. Hug your elbows next to your side bodies. Try not to drop your chest. Try not to drop your hips, so your whole back is flat. Upward facing dog is your inhale as you lift your heart. Downward facing dog, drag your hips. Breath in, sigh out. Look forward, either step or float to your hands. Halfway lift is your inhale. Fold is your exhale. I'm just gonna make sure I'm recording. Yes, it's working. Flat back, sorry. Forward fold. Rise up for mountain, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, step or float it back. Up dog. Down dog. Stay for one full breath in. And for one full breath out. Look forward, lift your heels. I'm gonna float, you can step or float. Land light if you float, flat back. Forward fold. Root to rise, get long, get tall, breathe in. Uttanasana fold. Flat back. Chaturanga, step or float. Up dog. If you float, land with bent elbows. Down dog. Breathe in. Sigh out. Let's do one more sunny. Look forward. Come to the top. Flat back. Fold. Rise long. Drop your head. Halfway lift. Room for extension. Chaturanga lower. Urdhva Mukha up dog. Adho Mukha down dog. Breathe in. And out. Look forward. Travel. Find a flat back. Forward fold. Thunderbolt chair. Sit low into your chair. Check out your heels. Check out your toes. Shift your knees back so you can see your toes. So you want 80% of the weight in your heels. And then reach your triceps in line with your ears. Scoop your tailbone under more. Squeeze everything into our center. Breathe. One more. On your exhale, let it all go. Find a flat back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Lift your right leg. Knee to nose, cheetah. Hollow out your upper back. Look forward. Step your right foot between your hands. Spin your back foot. Warrior one. Rise up. Don't let your belly drop down. Pull it in, up and back. Press through that blade edge of my back foot. My back foot is super active. So is my back inner leg. Front knee is stacked over front ankle. Arms are active, fingertips are turned on. One more breath in. Hands to the mat, lower down. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Lift your left leg. Knee to nose, look forward. Warrior one. Spin your back foot flat. rise. Notice your hips. You don't want your back hip towards the side. Both hips are square forward. My fingers are turned on, my shoulders are pulling down. Breathe. Keep your belly pulling in. Root your tailbone down. One more breath in. Hands to the mat. Vinyasa. Vinyasa is the sequence of poses. High push-up, low push-up. Up dog, down dog. You can always skip it. Just meet in down dog. Or modify the chaturanga. Look forward, step or float. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Thunderbolt. Hug in. Hug in skin to muscle. Hug in muscle to bone. Squeeze in, get strong. Sit low, practice breathing. It's an uncomfortable pose. Steady your breath. Forward fold. Half lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side, cheetah. Warrior one. Rise. Stay for your inhale. Lower on your exhale. Upward facing dog as you breathe in. Downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Lift your left leg. Warrior one. Rise up on your inhale. When your inhale is complete, you lower your hands, chaturanga on your exhale. Up dog. Down dog. We'll take a cleansing breath in. Sigh out. Look forward, prepare, travel. Flat back. Fold. Thunderbolt. Hug in. Sit low. Lift your heart. Soften your shoulders. Stay for one more breath. Fold. Flat back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Lift your right leg. Warrior one. Rise. Find an interlace, humble warrior. Drag your interlace back first, lift your heart, then drop your head. Start to shift your hips back so they're square towards the back of the room. And then see if you can bring your interlace forward more. Your vision is towards your back foot. Keep lifting through that back shin, back inner thigh. Stay for one more breath. Left hand goes down. Reach your right fingers up. Easy twist. Don't drop down into that left hip. Keep grounding through that right foot, lifting up through that left kneecap. Eyes towards your top thumb. Hands down. Step back. Try not to drag. Chaturanga. Up dog. Core strength. Down dog. Move from your core. Lift your left leg. Warrior one. Rise. Moving into humble warrior, take opposite grip, whatever feels less natural. Drive your interlace back. Drop your head. Drop it all. Bring out the heaviness in your shoulders. Trust your legs. Trust your foundation, trust your roots. Keep bringing the crown of your head closer. Leading with your heart. One more. Easy twist, right hand down. Left arm up. Try not to sink again into that right hip. Keep everything lifted. My right hand is pressing down. My left fingers are pulling up. Hands down. Step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Breathe in. Big sigh out. Lift your right leg up. Cheetah. Take it back. Right knee, right elbow. Hollow out your upper back. Take it back on your inhale. On your exhale, take it across your body. Straighten your right leg. Wild thing. Both feet press down for that right hand. Reach your left hand up. Let go of your head and your neck. Roll out your wrist. Bring your left hand back down. Square your hips down. Either stay here for the stretch or take 3 push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Lift your right leg up. Bend your right knee, stack open your hips. Drop down onto that left forearm. Just open up into your right hip. Come back to both hands. Bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Flip your dog. You want your left heel in line with your left wrist. Press down. Reach back. Roll out your wrist. Come back. Keep your right leg lifted. Send your right leg out. Modified side plank. Lift your left arm up. Yes, it's really hard. Come back. Down dog. Breathe in. Sigh out. Lift your left leg up. Stay with me. Knee to nose. Take it back. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale as you take it back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Straighten your leg. Wild thing. Press down, reach up. Roll out your wrist. Bring your right hand down. You're squaring your hips back down. Either stay for the stretch or 3 push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Lift your left leg up. Stack open. Drop down onto your right forearm. Give your right wrist a break. Just open up that left hip. And then come back to your hands. Let your foot fall heavy, so if I look under my right arm, I see my heel. I'm gonna bring my right hand under my right shoulder, flip my dog. So my bones are aligned. Feet are on 12 o'clock. Reach. Reach, reach, reach. Come back. Keep your left leg lifted. Send your left leg towards the right side of the room. Reach your right arm up. Both hands press down. Downward facing dog. Come down to your knees. Either rest in child's pose. You can sit on your knees. You're welcome to take headstand. If you've got a headstand, take a few breaths to regroup. Make your way back. Downward facing dog. Let's take one more wrist stretch, actually. So we did this from the very beginning. Come onto the tops of your hands, fingers are facing your knees, just shift your weight back. And then move your fingers to face one another. Left to right, palms face down. Down dog. Spread your fingers really wide. Keep increasing the webbing between your fingers and pressing your weight into your thumb, index, middle. Most of your fingertips, so you're creating a claw. That's gonna keep the weight out of your wrist. It's gonna feel better. So use your claw. Lift your hips. Let's take a vinyasa, high push-up, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Step it through, low lunge. Drop your left knee down and reach your hands up. So just sink into that left hip flexor. Pull your belly off that front leg and reach your heart up and back. And stretch through that left hip flexor. Stay here for one more breath. And then frame your front foot. High runner's lunge. So come onto the ball mound of your back foot. Send your heart forward, shoulders back. My right foot is grounding down. My left kneecap is lifting up. From that space, I'm gonna rise up nice and slowly for my high crescent lunge. My front knee is over my front ankle. My back heel is over my back toes. Stay here, breathe in. Squeeze inner thighs towards center line if you feel wobbly. Vertical twist, right arm goes back. Eyes towards your back thumb. Reverse it. Bring your right hand back to meet your front. Hands to heart center, lean forward, prayer twist. Parvrita Anjaneyasana, lean your heart forward, twist open. Send your vision up. Pull your belly in. Couple more breaths. You can stay, you can open. You can use a block here. One more breath. Rise up. High crescent. Warrior two. Find that heel to heel alignment. Front toes on 12. Shoulders over hips. Arms pulling apart. Shoulders are not up to my ears, they're pulling down. My vision is over my front fingers. Pull your belly in. See if you can lift the crown of your head up and root your tailbone down. And then pull your arms apart. 2 more breaths. Keep sending your right knee to the right. Last one. Peaceful warrior. Extended side. Parsvakonasana. I'm going to start with my right elbow to my right knee. Slightly bump up my left hip so I can access the blade edge of my back foot. And then taking my top arm up towards the ceiling. I'm using my right elbow to nudge my right knee open. And I'm using the blade edge of my back foot to scoop my left butt cheek under so that my left rib cage is pulling back and my right rib cage is pressing forward. You can take it deeper, you can take your right hand down, top arm over your top ear, lengthen and extend. One more breath. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Look in front of your right toes. Standing half moon. Bring your right hand to a block or to the ground. Bottom foot on 12. Left hand to your left hip. Fire up through that left heel. When you're ready, lift your left arm up. Keep scooping your right butt cheek under. Firing up that left foot. Thunderbolt at the top of your mat. Scoop your tail. Bring your hands to your heart. Twist to the right. Weight is in your heels. Keep your knees together in alignment. So don't let your left knee pull in front. Weight is in your heels. Hips are square. You can stay here. You can open your pose. Soften that right shoulder. Reach up through your top fingers. Pull your belly off your legs. One more breath. Fold. Separate your feet. Pada Gustasana. Peace fingers, big toes. Let go. Release your feet. Come to the middle of your mat. Crow. Actually, before crow, we're going to sit Malasana. Take your feet wide. Press your palms to touch. Use your elbows to open your knees more. And just stay here, create space. 2 more breaths. One more. I'm going to set you up for crow. You can stay in Malasana if you want to stay in Malasana. If you want to practice going into crow, spread your fingers really wide, place them down shoulder width distance apart, and then you're going to send your vision to an imaginary point at the top of your triangle. So your hands are the bottom points, your vision's at the top point. So my hands are down here, and my vision is just in front of the top of my mat. Okay, so that's how high you want to look. Don't look back. I'm going to lift my heels. I'm going to bring my knees to the backs of my arms. I'm going to look forward. I'm going to transfer my weight. I'm going to lift a toe and then the other. If you've got your crow, start to reach your heels up. Press the ground away. Options just to lower down or shoot it back. Chaturanga. Vinyasa up dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Sigh out. Step your left foot forward. Drop your right knee down, low lunge. Reach your hands up. Dropping that right hip down. Pull your belly off that front leg, lift up, lean back. Where can you soften? Where can you let go a little? Give yourself room to breathe. Frame your foot. Runner's lunge. Float your back leg off the mat. So my shoulders are pulling back, heart forward. Rise, high crescent. Breathe in. Set yourself up, front knee over front ankle, back heel over back toes, vertical twist. Left hand goes back. So as if someone was pulling me back, someone was pulling me forward, but I'm staying right at center. Reverse it. Bring your hands at heart center, lean forward, prayer twist. So I'm leaning forward so that I've got a lot of length. And then I'm pulling my belly in, up, and back, and I'm twisting open. Breathe in. And out. If you opened on the other side, open your wings here. Don't drop that back leg. It's the anchor of your pose. You need it to stay in balance. One more. Come back, high crescent. Open. Warrior two. Knee over ankle, shoulders over hips, arms pulling apart, shoulders relaxed, eyes forward. Don't let your knees turn inward. External rotation, close your front ribs. Everything's turned on. 2 more breaths. One more. Peace. Extended side. Left elbow, right arm. So I'm not resting here. I'm just using that left elbow to nudge the left knee open. But it's my right arm that's really pulling me up. Soften that right shoulder, press into the blade edge of your back foot. Keep pressing hip points towards the right side of the room. And then if you want to take it deeper, move towards that. One more breath. Hands to your right hand, right hip. Standing half moon, I'm gonna grab my block, place it in front of my left toes, float my right heel up, I'm pressing my pelvis towards the right side of the room. I'm scooping my left tush under, and I'm reaching through my right fingers. One more breath. Thunderbolt at the top of your mat. Find that neutral spine by scooping your tailbone under. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe in, lengthen. Twist to the left. Cut your right elbow across. Transfer your weight back into your heels. You should be able to float your toes. Lower them back down. Ground into your feet. Lift your heart away from your legs. So I don't want to see this. I want to see your heart lifting up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your legs together. Breathe in and out. One more. Forward fold. Separate your feet. Padangusthasana. Bringing your toes all the way up to your wrist crease. Shake your head no, nod it yes. One more breath in. One more breath out. Pull your feet back together. Sit low. Thunderbolt. Sit low into your squat. Keep sitting lower and lower until you're in Navasana, boat pose. Balance on your sits bones. Start with grabbing a hold of the backs of your knees so that your chest is lifted. Squeeze your shins together. Lift your pelvic floor. Pull your belly in and then reach for your toes. Keep your heart lifted. Imagine someone's pulling you up from your heart. Keep sucking your pelvic floor in, pulling your belly in. Stay lifted and breathe. Soften your face. Soften your shoulders. Trust your gut. Breathe in. You got it. Breathe out. 2 more. Keep squeezing everything in. 1 more. Low boat. Hover your heels. Hover your shoulders. Glue your sacrum to the mat. I'm literally pulling my belly button down, gluing it into the mat. away, toes towards my face, keeping your chin lifted for 3, for 2, for 1. Come back up, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat. Last one. High boat, stay lifted, cross your ankles, find a seat lift. Spread your fingers apart, place them down, press the tops of your feet together, lift, lower. High boat, breathe in, cross, lift, lower. Last one. Last cross, lower. Sit tall, breathe in, sigh out. Bring your hands back in front of you, down dog. Let's stretch out through those hip flexors. Send your right foot forward, drop your left knee down. Drop down into that left hip. We've been here before. It's good to stretch out the hip flexors after doing some of that core work, especially if you're firing up for your hip flexors a lot. Stretch them out. Reduce lower back pain. Stay for one more breath. Step back, down dog. Switch your sides. Drop your right leg. Lift up. Frame your foot. Downward facing dog. Cleansing breath in. Sigh out. Walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Flat back. Forward fold. Rise up. Hands to your heart, close it out. Let's reset. Get recentered. Breathe in. Sigh out. Grab a sip of water real quick if you need it. I have to look at the time. Okay? We're good. It's really hard to teach and practice at the same time. So my breathing's up. Okay. Let's start with eagle. Options for eagle would be right arm under your left, or you can always grab opposite shoulders if you don't have the shoulder flexibility to bring right arm under, okay? So let's start, right arm under. Sit low, scoop your tail, right leg over. Notice how I've got my forearms pressing away from me and in line with my face. And my shoulders are pulling back and I'm squeezing my inner thighs together to help with balance. When you hug into ourselves, it helps with our balance. Belly in, start to balance and talk. Start to unwind, airplane. Right heel goes back. I'm gonna drop that right hip in line with my left, pull my belly in, reach my fingers towards my toes, lift my heart up. So I see a lot of sinking airplanes. Pull up from your heart, reach forward through the crown of your head. And then start to rise up, one-legged Tadasana. Reach your hands up, slide your shoulders down. Left hand to your left hip, hug your right knee in for one-legged standing when removing pose. And then moving into tree. Right foot either to your top of your leg or to your shin, not your knee. Press foot into leg, and then equally press leg back into foot. Root your tailbone down, bring your palms to heart center. Press down through all four corners of your left foot. Press your palms together, pull your belly in. Either stay or lift. If you're lifting, reach your pinkies up. Pinkies in, thumbs out. So I'm reaching through my fingers, sliding my shoulders down. One more breath. Release your pose. Shake it out. Eagle left. Either left arm under or grab opposite shoulders. Left arm under. Keep your elbows in line with your face. Left leg over. Keep wrapping your legs together. And breathe in. Don't hold your breath here. We think that if we don't breathe, we won't move. We need to breathe to stay balanced. One more. Airplane. Wings back. So I'm imagining that someone is pulling my fingers towards the space behind me. Someone's pulling my left leg as well and reaching the crown of my head forward. Don't drop your belly down, so you don't want your belly to be lazy. You're pulling in, squeezing your front ribs together. Stay for one more breath. Rise up. One-legged Tadasana. Standing when we're moving. Hug your left knee in. Stand tall, open up into that hip. And then moving into tree. I'm going to use my right arm for balance first. I'm pressing foot into leg, and then I'm pressing leg back into foot so that I can feel everything hugging in towards middle. Belly's hugging in, palms are pressing together, and from that space, if and when I'm ready, I'll reach up, pinkies in, shoulders down. Lifting my heart up, creating some vulnerability, sending my vision up. If I fall. Release. Shake it out. Down dog. Vinyasa. Maybe spend a little extra time in your up dog. Down dog. Right foot forward. Warrior one. Open. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Straighten your front leg, gradient triangle, and then moving into triangle trikonasana. Reach your right hand forward, bump your left hip back. Reach, reach, reach. Once you can't reach anymore with your side body, that's when you drop your hand, either to your shin or to a block, and your left fingers are pulling you up. So your right fingers are somewhat soft, your left fingers are really active. Imagine that you are taking your sacrum and pressing it forward. Pull your left ribcage back. Keep your legs lifting up and away from the ground. One more breath. Take your top arm over your top ear. Take your bottom hand, squeeze that beach ball. Rise. Pivot. Prasarita. Slightly pigeon toe your feet. Hands to your hips. Forward fold. Shift weight into the front of your feet. Grab a hold of your ankles. Sorry, my butt's in your face. Pivot forward. You got a couple breaths here. You can crawl your hands back. You can keep pulling yourself forward. You can stand on your head if you've got a headstand, hands down. Transfer the weight. Fly your legs up. If you're in headstand, notice my elbows are in. Actually, if you're in headstand, you're probably not looking at me. Transfer your weight back to your feet. If you're not in headstand, you're working on headstand. Notice my hips are stacked over my shoulders. That's how I'm able to keep my feet floating off the ground. Rise. Press into your feet, rise up. Turn to face the front of the room. Reach your hands up. Bump your back foot in, pyramid. Reach forward, reach, reach, reach. If your hands don't easily touch the ground, you're welcome to use a block. I actually like to use a block anyway. It gives me a little bit more reach. Breathe in. If you don't have a block, no worries, just use the ground. Keep your hips square. Pull your heart forward, send your hips back, and then fold. I want you to energetically imagine that your right heel is pressing forward, your left heel is energetically pressing back, your inner thighs are squeezing in, and all the while you're pulling your heart forward and surrendering your head down. Drop down onto your back knee. Send your hips down. Bring your right hand to your right knee. If you have a block, great. If not, no worries. Bring your left hand to the block or to the ground. And just sink into that left hip. Just here for one more breath. Shift your weight back into your half split. You can stay in your half split, or if you want to send your right foot forward for your full split, you can slide that right foot forward. If you've got your full split, you want to fold forward. Full splitters, make your way back to your low lunge. We'll move into that quad stretch. So bring your left hand down, pull your left toes towards your face with your right hand. See what you can grab. If you can't grab your foot, no worries. You can always use a towel here as well if you don't have a strap. If you've got your foot, hug it into your glute. Roll your right shoulder open, spin your gaze up. And then release. Downward facing dog. Just step it back. If you want to take a vinyasa, take a vinyasa. I'm going to rest in down dog. Preparing for left side, left foot forward. Warrior one, rise. Warrior two, open. Peace. Radiant. So when I'm in my radiant triangle right now, my thigh bones are hugging up towards my hips. And I'm keeping that super strong foundation of my legs so that I can reach as far forward as possible without feeling like I'm dumping into my lower back. And then I'm going to drop that left hand down, reach my right arm up. And same thing, I'm pressing my pelvis forward and I'm rotating my right rib cage back. My top hand is doing most of the work. My legs are pressing, lifting up, my feet are pressing down. One more breath. Take your top arm over your top of your bottom arm towards the front of the room. Rise. Pivot for goddess. Heels in, toes out. Come into your goddess legs. Bring your tailbone down. Draw your knees back. Goddess arms. My fingers are spread wide. I'm pressing them into imaginary wall. Pull my shoulders back. Sit low, breathe. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Sit lower, draw your knees back. Hands to your knees, drop right shoulder, left knee. Drop left shoulder, right knee. Rise and turn to face the front of the room. Parsvottanasana, pyramid. I'm gonna use my block again. Both feet are on the ground, both heels are on the ground, hips are square towards the front of the room. Breathe in and out. Inhale, find length. Exhale, drop your head. Imagine someone's pulling your hips back and reaching the crown of your head and your shoulders forward. And then surrender it all. And just breathe, relax, surrender. Surrendering everything to this moment only. 1 more. And then you're going to start to bring that right knee down. I'm going to use my block again. Left hand, left knee. Right hand to the block. Sink down into that right hip flexor. And then moving into half splits or full splits. Even if you're in your half split, keep your hips over your knees, so don't sit back. That defeats the whole purpose of the pose. You want to keep your hips square over that back knee, stacked. And then you're going to pull your heart forward and keep bringing your chin to your shin instead of just tucking it down. So the more you lengthen in your upper body, the more space you create as well in your back leg. If you send your leg forward for your full split, do it here as well. And then start to make your way back. And we'll take that quad stretch. Your right hand stays down, bend your right knee. And with your left hand, you're gonna reach and pull it in towards your glute. And look up. And then release. Downward facing dog. Pull forward. Forearm plank. Make number 11. Press your hands and your forearms down. Look back toward your toes. Your heels should be stacked over your toes. You're lifting through your kneecaps, not your hips. Pull your belly button up towards the ceiling. Stay here for 3. Stay for 2. And 1. Lower flat to your belly. Bring your hands back by your side. Forehead center of your mat. Set up for locust. Zip up your legs, zip up your toes. Lift up on your inhale. Tucking your chin. Lifting your toes, reaching your fingers towards your heels. Lengthening your sacrum. 1 more breath. Lower. Breathe in. And out. Second set, lift up. Find an interlace. Lift up more. Still pulling your heart up. Lower down. Last one. Bring your forehead back. Lift up for locust. Down locust. Find your interlace. Lift. Floor bow. Dhanurasana. Grab a hold of your ankles, your shins, the tops of your feet. Draw your knees towards central line. Walk your feet up on the ceiling. Kick, kick, kick shins into your hands. Pull your heart up the front of the room. Lower down. Windshield wiper left to right. Flip onto your backs. Set up for bridge. Set your feet hip width apart. You should be able to touch your heels with your toes. You don't want them too far. You don't want them too close. So you just want to be able to graze them with your fingers. And you're going to ground into your feet. Lift your hips. Find your interlace and then watch. Walk your shoulder blades together so you're really high up. Reach your interlace towards your heels. Imagine there's a block between your legs. Bringing your chest up towards your chin. Stay lifted. Lower down. Breath in. And out. You can either take another bridge. If you want to take a full wheel, set up for full wheel. Feet are also hip width distance, same distance apart from your fingers. You'll bring your hands on opposite your ears, alongside your ears. Elbows up, comes to the crown of your head. I pull my elbows in, shoulders down, and then I lift up, and I press through. I might even walk my feet closer so I can pull my heart closer towards the front of the room. Working towards straight arms. My shoulders are rolling down my back. Notice my legs are not opening up because I'm protecting my lower back by keeping my tailbone tucked, digging my heels into the ground. 1 more breath. Lower. Supta Baddha. Soles of your feet together. Rest your hands wherever you want. Come into happy baby. Keep your sacrum flat, rock and roll east to west. Half wind removing, hug your right knee in. Left side. And then make your way back into downward facing dog. And we're gonna set up for half pigeon on the right side. Lift your right leg up, bend your right knee, stack open your hips just to make space, and then bring right knee to right wrist. You can always take this as a figure 4 shape on your back. If you're taking regular half pigeon, send your left toes back, square your hips down, sit up really tall. Once you've got all the length in your left leg and in your spine, then fold over your front shin. Look this time, we're gonna be here for about 1.5 minutes. Make sure your forehead's on something, either a block or the ground, and just allow your whole body to open. Take all the weight out of your shoulders and just let your whole body just melt. Using my breath to stay present. Focusing on 4 or 5 counts in, 4 or 5 counts out. Making space where I need it. 3 more breaths. And start to make your way back to downward facing dog. And when you're ready, move to your left side. Stack your hips open, and then bring your left knee to your left wrist, unless you're taking it on your back. We'll be here the same amount of time. Breathe in. Let it all go. Let your whole left hip open up. Reach your hands forward, relax your shoulders down. And just melt. Three more breaths. And start to lift yourself back up. And I know you guys are gonna hate me, but we're gonna do a 2-minute frog. Been feeling super stuck the last week or so, and this pose really helps to open you up. So, you can either stay on your mat as it is, or if you want to roll up the edges of your mat just to give yourself a little bit of extra padding under your knees to create your lily pad, you are welcome to do that. So I'll give you just a few seconds to get set up. And then we're gonna make our way into our frog. So I don't need to roll up my mat just because it doesn't bother my knees, but several of you may. So take your knees as wide as possible. And notice how my ankles are lined up with my knees and my toes are out. And then I'm gonna come down onto my forearms, and I'm gonna send my hips back. Actually, I need my clock to know how long. And it should feel quite uncomfortable. Okay, but really, you'll know right away where you're holding on. which we've all been holding on pretty tightly to whatever we can during times that are so uncertain. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to just surrender to the pose and just let go. 2 minutes. Use your breath. You can do this for 2 minutes. Not 1 minute in, you got 1 minute left. Three more breaths. Two more. Start to make your way out. Kind of stuck. Send your legs towards the front of your mat. And take a forward fold. Sit up tall. Reach for your feet. Lift up halfway, breathe in. Breathe out. Reverse tabletop, bring your hands by your waist, bend your knees, this will feel good after frog. Lift your hips, release your head. Breath in, sigh out. Down onto your back. Set up for either shoulder stand or waterfall. I'm gonna take waterfall. Shoulder stand, let your feet fall back for cloud. And then to deaf man's pose, if you took waterfall, bring your feet down, lift your hips. Come onto your back, hug your knees in. Right knee hugs in, take it across your body. Supine twist. Switch your sides. Hug both knees back in. And then set up for your last final pose. I made a cold towel for myself. Encourage you to do the same thing at home. Very well-deserved rest. Set yourself up. Let your feet fall open. Let your palms fall open. Take a big breath in. Close your eyes. Sigh out. Shavasana. I invite you to stay in your Shavasana as long as you want. Whether it's 2 minutes or 10 minutes. And I'm just going to read something to you. that says, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Stay as long as you like in Shavasana. Thank you for practicing yoga at home with me. Namaste.